The day I received my college acceptance. The email's subject read, "Official admission offer from UCLA." I hadn't even opened it yet. My parents had already sold the house. Within 3 days, they took the full $500,000, packed 2 suitcases, left for an overseas trip. No explanation, no warning. Like I was just something they no longer needed. I stood in the empty living room, frozen. They didn't even leave me a bed. I asked where I was supposed to live, how I was going to pay for college. My dad waved me off, annoyed. "Stop talking. You're 18. Figure it out." My mom was colder. "You have hands and feet. Take loans. Get a job." They even joked about the money, saying they wouldn't come back until it was gone, like they were planning a vacation, not cutting off their own daughter. My name is Olivia Carter. I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago. I'm their only child, but I was never treated like family, more like an afterthought. Before I turned 10, I was sent to live with my grandma, a guest in someone else's house, never truly belonging. I learned to eat less, speak less, do more just to avoid being called a burden. My uncle and aunt said I lived off them, even though I did all the chores. I learned to shrink myself. To never ask, never complain. My parents showed up maybe once a year. They brought gifts, but never took me home. I thought it was temporary. I didn't realize it was a choice. At 10, I finally moved back with them. I thought things would change. They didn't. It was colder, quieter. Worse. Teachers praised my grades. My dad said, "What's the point? You're just a girl." My mom agreed. "You'll get married anyway." Everything I worked for felt meaningless. So I worked at their restaurant after school, serving tables, washing dishes, never complaining. I burned my hands with hot oil, but I never cried. I just wanted them to notice me. Customers said I was hardworking. My mom said I was only good for chores. My dad said it straight. A son would have been better. They even went to a fortune teller, hoping for a boy. The fortune teller said they weren't meant to have one. And somehow, that was my fault. From that day on, I became their mistake. They took out their anger on me, called me bad luck, even hit me. I stopped fighting back, because no one would take my side anyway. I thought if I studied hard enough, I could escape everything. So I did. I got into my dream school. My only way out. But just when I thought I was free, they pushed me into the worst place I'd ever been. They sold the house, took everything, left me homeless overnight. I moved into the cheapest shared apartment, crammed into a tiny space with strangers. Classes during the day, waitressing at night, delivering food on weekends. Just to survive. I took out student loans, tracked every dollar. In winter, I didn't turn on the heat. Even a cup of coffee felt like a luxury. Meanwhile, they posted nonstop online. Fireworks in Japan, Christmas lights in New York, Northern Lights in Iceland, skiing in Switzerland, smiling like they had no worries at all. For 4 years, not a single call, not a single dollar. I survived everything on my own. After graduation, I joined a consulting firm, started as an intern, worked my way up. 12-hour days became normal. But I finally had stability. Just when life started getting better, my mom texted me, like nothing had ever happened. She said they were coming back to Chicago next week. Told me to prepare a house for them. Big, quiet. Good location, with an elevator for convenience. Then she asked my salary. Told me to hand over my income for them to manage. Said they had no money now, and it was my responsibility to support them. I stared at my phone, appetite gone. 4 years of silence. Now this? Like I owed them my entire life? I replied with one sentence. Figure out your own housing. I owe you nothing. My mom immediately sent paragraphs. Said they'd spent all the money. Said I was their only child. that I had to take care of them. She played the emotional card. Said they couldn't end up homeless. Said leaving me back then was to teach me independence. Now they wanted to make it up. I laughed. For the first time. It felt absurd. When I had nowhere to go, they didn't even call. And now they talk about love. I blocked her. Then my dad called. Demanded I apologize immediately. Called me ungrateful. A bad daughter. I transferred him $50. Note, final payment to end this relationship. Then I blocked him too. I thought it was over. A week later, they showed up at my office, crying loudly in the lobby. My mom accused me in front of everyone. Said I abandoned them. My dad called me heartless, trying to pressure me publicly. People started whispering. Or stepped in. I stood there. Didn't back down. I asked for security footage. Then I pulled up my bank records. The $500,000 from the house sale. Their spending history around the world. My student loan contracts. Every paycheck from my part-time jobs. Proof I survived without a cent from them. The room went silent. My coworkers' expressions changed. HR made it clear this kind of harassment wasn't acceptable. My parents' faces turned pale, but they still tried to twist the story. So I called the police. When officers arrived, they were warned to never contact me again or face legal consequences. For the first time, they were silent. But it still wasn't over. My cousin Ethan suddenly spoke up, accused me of being unfilial, said I should take responsibility for my parents. I laughed, then told the truth. After selling the house, my parents gave him $100,000, helped him buy his first home. The room exploded. His face went white. He couldn't say a word. That was the moment everything collapsed. Everyone understood the truth. The narrative flipped instantly. They had no ground left to stand on. I looked at them, no anger, no pity, just clarity. Some relationships aren't worth saving. I changed my number, moved to a new place. Cut off everything. Started living for myself. Later, I was transferred to the New York office. Bigger role, higher income. A real life. My life. They tried contacting me again. Said they regretted everything. Said they wanted a fresh start. But I knew the truth. They didn't want me. They wanted someone to depend on. So I never responded. Because real growth isn't about forgiveness. It's about refusing to be hurt again. It's about respecting yourself. The moment you stop giving to people who don't deserve it, your life finally becomes your own. Not all family is worth keeping. Sometimes letting go is freedom.